On November 20th, 2024, during school hours, a school resource deputy assigned to Deltona Middle School in Volusia County, Florida, met with parents Jorge Rivera and Dagmarie Aponte following a disciplinary incident involving their son. The meeting concerned a battery allegation after the student reportedly shoved another child, and the deputy was present in her official capacity to address the parents' objections to that decision.
So I understand the frustration of the whole situation.
No idea, I'm sorry.
You have no idea. Okay, well, let's continue. Let's forget about the I'm sorry here, I'm sorry there. Let's go and take care of what we have to take care of.
What you can do is, like I was just explaining, when this process goes through court, you can explain your side of the story to the judge. It's ultimately going to be up to the judge what is going to happen from here on out. What I made a determination on is probable cause alone, which just means that he was the primary aggressor.
No,
Being
she
that
was the primary aggressor
this isn't an
because
argument.
she was yelling at him.
Okay,
And that's
I'm
aggression.
gonna finish this
Okay, so
conversation.
you
if
just
you
messed
guys
up.
keep
You
interrupting
failed
me.
a kid. Okay, that's okay. You are failing kids right here. We're not talking about us because believe me, if it were about the adults, we can solve this at a whole different level.
So
We are talking about a kid that I'm
if you wanna
fooling.
speak
Now
with
I'm
my
telling you,
supervisor,
I'm
you're not gonna
talking
raise
to
your
you.
voice at me.
Okay,
You're not
yes,
gonna
I
raise
am going to do. Guess
Okay.
what? Because I
You
pay you
guys are good to
salary.
leave.
Okay, what
You guys
happened
can
to
leave.
you?
You can leave.
Okay, why are you so
can't have-
worthless? Do you
can't have a
feel
conversation,
do you
so you
feel
need to leave.
proud that you are this worthless lady?
Okay, Jorge,
I'm
Do
gonna
you
tell
feel
you-
this proud
I'm
that you
going
are
to
this
tell you one more
worthless?
time
Shut
before
the
this
fuck
next
up
time.
because I paid your
You need to
salary,
leave.
you
If
dumb
you put
bitch.
your hand in my
Okay?
face, this is gonna
That's what
escalate.
happened. Look, what is gonna happen?
Jorge,
What is gonna happen?
You need to leave.
You are a worthless piece of shit. Yeah, call back up. No wonder
You need to leave.
no
You
wonder
need to
you're
leave.
fucking dying,
You need
bitch.
to leave.
There's nothing that we can do, okay? But don't worry, we're gonna keep this high.
You need to leave.
You are
You put
a
your hand in
worthless
my
right
face
here.
one more time. We're gonna have a fucking issue.
You
Don't
want me
do
to
that.
punch you in the face? Who the fuck are you? Stop, man. Dad. What the fuck? Calm down. Dad. Stop. Calm down. Dad. No, Dad. Dad. Please go out. Dad. You see?
Put it down right fucking now.
Yeah.
Put it down right now.
Dad.
Put your hands behind your fucking back. Put your hands behind your fucking back now.
Stop. Dad, stop. You
Mira
gotta
tu hijo,
stop.
mira tu hijo.
Dad, you gotta stop.
Put your in 1 minute.
Please.
Piensa en tu
Put your
hijo,
hands
piensa
behind
en tu
your
hijo,
fucking
piensa
back
en tu hijo.
now.
Piensa en tu hijo.
Dad, please, thank you. Dad.
Central Kilo 47. XO 21 Central Cardigo reading.
Alright, then against the wall forming. Show that forward. Yep, just face that wall. Yep, just like that. Just repeat. Coming to you, going to step in, step around to the right. We'll step on the black mat. This is Officer Gomez right here, okay?
At the outset, this encounter is purely administrative. The parents are not detained, they are not under investigation, and the deputy's role is limited to school safety and order inside a public school building. At this stage, the parents are free to speak, argue, complain, and even insult the deputy. profanity, hostility, and verbal disrespect, even extreme disrespect, are still constitutionally protected speech. As the discussion continues, the deputy explains that her determination is limited to probable cause, and that any dispute over facts will ultimately be decided by a judge. That statement matters legally because it clarifies that the charging decision has already been made and that the meeting is no longer a negotiation. At that point, the deputy attempts to disengage and terminate the encounter. Once the parents are told the meeting is over and they need to leave, the legal posture begins to shift. Inside a public school, administrators and school resource officers have authority to remove non-students who are disrupting school operations. Failure to comply with that directive moves the encounter out of a consensual setting and toward enforcement. The moment the encounter crosses the legal threshold is not the yelling, it is not the insults, it is the physical conduct. When Aponte makes physical contact with the deputy and pushes her against a wall, that is no longer speech, it is an unlawful battery. When Rivera then strikes the deputy and knocks her to the ground, the encounter immediately becomes a felony-level assault on a law enforcement officer. At that point, resistance with violence is occurring in real time. The deputy is no longer managing a disturbance. She is fighting to retain control and protect herself. When Rivera reaches for and gains control of the deputy's taser, the threat level escalates again. Weapon retention is a critical legal pivot. An officer does not need to wait for a weapon to be used to respond. The attempt to take it is sufficient to justify a higher level of force. The deputy's decision to draw her firearm and issue commands is legally grounded in that moment. This is not punishment. This is not retaliation. It is a response to an active assault combined with the loss of a less lethal weapon. The commands issued are lawful, and compliance at that stage determines how the force continuum resolves. Once the subjects are taken into custody, the criminal process begins. The charges reflect the conduct, not the argument that preceded it. Battery on a law enforcement officer applies because the deputy was acting within her lawful duties. Resisting with violence applies because the force occurred during an attempt to maintain control. Additional charges related to the taser exist because taking an officer's issued weapon is treated as an independent and serious offense under Florida law. At a November 12, 2025 sentencing hearing, a Volusia County judge sentenced Rivera to 45 days in Volusia County Jail, with adjudication withheld, meaning he is not legally labeled a convicted felon despite serving a sentence on felony charges. Adjudication withholding in Florida occurs when a judge imposes sentence terms without a conviction judgment, often tied to plea agreements. Aponte, who earlier had entered a no-contest plea, formally changed her plea to not guilty in December 2025 by filing a motion in court. Her motion cited Florida law permitting self-defense claims, even against law enforcement, when statutory elements of imminent threat and reasonable belief of danger exist, thus triggering contest rather than acceptance of judgment. This motion effectively reset her case's procedural posture, requiring further adjudication and hearings. From a constitutional standpoint, this case illustrates a clean transition, protected speech becoming unlawful conduct, an administrative encounter turning into a criminal one, and officer authority expanding as resistance and weapon involvement escalate. The law does not punish words here, it responds to actions. Thanks for watching. If you found this legal breakdown informative, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts in the comments below.